What tone do you get from my front cover?
I think your front cover is quite chilled, it's quite relaxed because the model looks it's quite edgy, it's quite sophisticated, it's nice, it matches the kind of genre, it's cool.
What tone do you get from my front cover?
It's very laid back, it's quite relaxing, it's easy to read, easy to follow. The font is quite smooth, it's quite fluid. The picture's very relaxed as well, so it just gives it a very laid back vibe.
What tone do you get from my front cover?
On your front cover, like, the artist looks extremely serious, which makes it seem like she's serious about her music. The various fonts and colours used draw the reader in, quite high impact, and altogether I think especially the lighting, it just works really, really well.
How do you think the colours work on the cover?
I think in the masthead it has the two colours incorporated, the sort of faded white and the red. It's nice, it's eye-catching, really draws the reader in. It just highlights the important sections of the page really.
How do you think the colours work on my front cover?
Well, there's a lot of contrast. There's the reds and the whites contrast well with the black background. And then just the colour of the picture, the colours in the picture and the fire at the bottom help add to the sort of relaxed feel of the cover.
How do you think the colours work on the cover?
So I think the orange light from the fire quite complements the serious look on the artist's face, and the red, cream and white really contrast against the black background, and the red really draws you in. It's like it's in your face without being too pushy, so yeah.
How do you feel the content works as a whole?
I like the fact that it's got a whole background, which is a picture. It's really eye-catching, draws you in, really intrigues the reader, wants to know what's what. The way it's all laid out is very systematic, easy to follow, and I like the fact that it's got the white on a concrete background. That's quite an edgy, sophisticated look.
How do you feel the contents works as a whole?
I really like it. I like the layout. I like the contrast of the colour with the background. I like the background picture. I think it makes you want to find out what the artist is thinking of, I guess, because of his facial expression. Yeah, all in all, good.
How do you think the contents page works as a whole?
Well, personally, their rugged background and the pose of the subject of the feature article photo suggests masculinity. The background is also quite rugged, and again that adds to the masculinity of the magazine. The text is quite simple, and the font's almost standardised, and the fact that it's white connotes a simple but informative nature to the magazine.
What effect does the font have on the page?
The font, which is bigger, you can see is like a subheading title, and then the rest in smaller text. You can see the actual article names. It's easy to follow, it's very simple, and it's just complimentary, very minimalistic.
What effect does the font text have on the page?
Well, I like the variation in size. I think that draws your eye to the different sort of sections of the contents page. I like the fact it's all the same font but slightly different shades of colour. I think that adds good contrast to it.
What effect does the font have on the page?
Oh, yeah, so the colour and the font itself is quite simple, and the fact that it's underlined and sectioned off is also good. It's sort of sectioned out the page and breaks it up. Also, the fact that there's a black, very faint but effective black outline behind the white text separates it from the background but still makes it simplistic, which is very good, and I think your target demographic would appreciate that.
What grabs your attention most about the page?
Obviously the vibrant colours in the background really draw your eye, and then the silhouette is really an interesting dynamic to the picture, so that draws your eye as well. And then the white text, the fact it's all together, draws your eye to that part of the screen because it's contrasted to the black background.
What grabs your attention most about the page?
Definitely the masthead. I think the text used is very striking. I like how the white text contrasts really well against the background image, which works really well because the sunset. It just looks really good in general.
What feel do you gather from the page?
It's very casual, but at the same time the amount of text on the page gives a very sort of professional feel. But the sunset in the picture and the silhouette and the font especially give a very casual feel.
Dem feels.
What feel do you gather from the page?
Well, definitely the fact that the sun looks like it's rising. It's like the only just the start of her career, and there's a lot more to come. And also, it just gives you a strong, but it gives you an informative feel as well. It's very interesting. It makes you want to read the article.